Hello there, my very good friends. On this wrestling news video, WWE's booking plans for Legend.
I'll tell you what's going on with the women's US title in WWE.
Rich Holland has issued a statement on the GoFundMe controversy.
And what's this? Some actually good news?
Hey!
Madam Wilborn.
Andy H. Murray, the H stands for Higgs boson.
Ooh.
Was that like a telescope or something?
Sounds right, yeah.
A flying scope.
This is the after news.
I have no idea what it is. It could be something terrible.
Yeah, sorry
Who knows?
if it is.
Yeah. Well, all right, let's talk about WWE's booking of Legend.
Go on.
Lash Legend.
Ah!
That is. Hey! She's going to be a fixture going forward. So this is a WrestleVotes report. She's on the main roster now, full-time as of Friday. That wasn't just a one-off thing or anything like that. She's there. She's been called up. She is SmackDown now. Or, I mean, really any brand, because the split is, it's the split is more of an elastic band these days. It goes all over the place.
Everything's a super show. Who cares?
Yeah, but she has effectively been called up, and apparently she's going to be a fixture. They're going to pair her with Nia Jax going for the foreseeable future, which they've already done on screen. But apparently there is a level of optimism about her within creative, which is good. Yeah, I mean, you don't really call someone up and go, I'm not really enthusiastic about this.
It's happened in the past.
Yeah, well, yeah.
What the hell are you doing
True,
here?
yeah. Or when there was a disconnect between Vince and Triple H, you'll be like, Paul, why have you given me this 5'7" person? Or whatever. Now it's a bit more open. It's a bit better. So, yeah, bright spot on what I thought was a dog-ass episode of SmackDown this week. Because I think Lash Legend is great. I think that from her first appearance to where she is today, she's one of the most improved wrestlers of the decade, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Because remember, though, that was it Elektra Lopez, the first match she had?
Probably, that sounds about right.
Ages and ages ago, and it was like, you two are not ready for TV.
She was also a chat show host on NXT.
She was.
A chat show that had one question and then ended.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't a great start to life.
Well, the chat show was great, but let's not...
But it's not her fault, right? Because they put her on TV way too early.
Yes.
But now, she rocks.
She's awesome.
Yeah, I think she's one of the most promising wrestlers in the entire company. I thought she looked really good, like totally at home in the Rumble this year.
Yeah.
I think that the match with Nia Jax on TV the other month, what a triumph.
Even Sidgwick liked it.
Yeah. which bodes well, right, for when they eventually split up and feud. Because that's how it works. We all know how it works. Also, Nia Jax with someone who's just been called up is a proven formula, as we've seen with Tiffany Stratton.
Good point, yeah.
So it's all good, it's all positive, and good. I like Lash Legend.
Yeah, she snatched up Alexa Bliss on SmackDown, if you didn't see this, to help Nia Jax distract Charlotte and win that singles match.
Yoink!
I mean, if they can retain the tag titles tonight, of course, they're defending against the Greek Warriors on Raw, but another potential feud for them. Yeah, look, who could have possibly called this and seen this coming? Oh, that's right, the OTJ. I've been saying it for weeks on NXT after Lash lost.
I mean, what a brave prediction. Lash Legend should be called up.
Well, no, she had a title match against Kendall Gray for the Evolve Championship, and it was a bit like, right, what are we doing with her now on NXT? She's kind of done everything. And I was like, time for the main roster. And there she is. Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you. Pairing her with Nia Jax is the right thing to do. And putting her in a tag team, because as great as I think she is and as amazing as a match with Nia Jax is, it's still a step up the main roster. So to be able to ease yourself in tag team action, I think works really well as well. Yeah. But like you say, it's not like she hasn't been tested already on the main roster. Her and Jakara Jackson, of course, a while back fought for the tag titles. Yeah. Her appearance in the Royal Rumble. She is amazing. She is a freak. She is a freak in a line of freaks that they're going to have of like ridiculous, like her and Bianca Belair's a tasty match now, like a power match. You got obviously Jordan Grace waiting around in NXT to come up to the main roster. I think she's going to be absolutely sensational. And as we said, if you haven't seen that match with Nia on NXT, I know it's NXT, but trust me, it's well worth it.
It's good. It's good. It's a knockdown battle.
Yeah.
And I think her future is really bright. As long as the creative's good, she's gonna fly. Yeah. She's gonna absolutely fly because she's tremendous.
You sense, and this isn't any sort of besmirching of Nia Jax, but you sense that you're guaranteed to get a good booking if you're aligned with someone like her.
Nia Jax is tenured. She's been in the company for years. She is herself very much improved from her early days.
I agree.
She's a credit to the show now. And she's the perfect upper mid card gatekeeper.
Absolutely.
Like you beat Nia Jax. She's the monster of the division. You beat her, you're getting a title run probably. So yeah, it's a great spot for her to be. I think this is wholly positive. I see no negatives from this whatsoever.
Best look to it.
That's me. I always see a negative, brother. But this, tremendous.
Well, speaking of title runs, maybe she could have a shot at the US title. What on earth is going on with that? A match that went, if you're lucky, 100 seconds on SmackDown at the weekend, with Chelsea Green winning back the US title from Julia, who's, through no fault of her own, in my opinion, done absolutely nothing with it.
Yeah.
She won it from Zelina, had 2 defenses.
2 defenses in 120 days. Great booking.
Yeah.
Great.
And obviously people are like, what is going on with the US title? What is going on with Julia? They ask the person that always has the answer to these sort of things. Sean Rossap, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Another fightful Q&A. And Sean replied, the reality is that WWE never had a plan nor really cared about the United States title. It was a hastily made decision after Chelsea Green and Michin had a banger feud without a title. Fair enough. That kind of justified it.
The bid. Respect the bid.
Yes, and there was no world title plans for either woman. That's a shame. In addition to adding an IC title that Becky Lynch willed into relevance, they added the US title with no significant creative plans or real time that they planned on giving it. Bodyslam.net as well, by the way, claimed that there were plans for Julia to enter the main event picture in the women's division, which could be why she lost that US title to Chelsea Green. Yeah, just a word on both of these, Andy. I really liked Chelsea Green with the US Championship, and then they took it off her and gave it to Lena Vega, and I was like, okay, Chelsea Green could go somewhere and do, I think personally, 2026 is the year she elevates herself into the world title picture, but that's just me.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, Lenny meme, what are you going to do with this? Nothing. Okay, you put it on Julia. Julia's great, obviously, big fanfare for her when she arrived in NXT. She sort of appeared on the main roster with Roxanne Perez, of course, after WrestleMania, and you sort of, fans understandably went, okay, her and Stephanie Vaquer. One of those things is not the same. Stephanie Vaquer is world champion right now, and yes, Julia's had a US title reign, but it will be forgotten by the time January rolls around at the absolute latest. It's a real shame. Pairing up with Kiana James, I thought initially was a good idea because it's like, okay, you've got a bit of a mouthpiece in Kiana James, and if you can have her be heel, do some shenanigans. And then again, they did nothing with it, and Kiana James arguably wrestled more than Julia did at certain points. Yeah. Weird, but hopefully if this is just like you know what, that didn't work, the US title, forget about all that. Yeah. Let's put her in the world title picture. Good, because she's really good in the ring. You just don't get to see it, or they put her out there and no one cares because they've not been given a reason to care.
They've not put any effort into building her character, and I forgot. I'm yelling at this. I don't know why.
Boring booking.
I'm really sorry, Triple H. I'm not sorry, because the booking of the US title has been dog ass, right? This thing about them not caring about it, I'm not surprised at all, right? The move to put it back on Chelsea Green strikes me as, well, we might as well put it on the person who is going to try hard so that we don't have to.
The only person who's made any good out of all this. Yeah. Nothing against Selena and Julia, it's down to booking. But like you say, go back to what worked, and Chelsea Green as US champion did work. Yeah. Fans enjoyed it.
Chelsea's going to do the heavy lifting that the booking will not.
Absolutely.
Is the conclusion here, because she's the most televisual person in the entire company. She gobbles up every single second of screen time because she's great, and she adapts, and she does everything. She does so much with so little sometimes, and that's why she is going to be a world champion one day.
Was there a bit of a tease with her and Jade on SmackDown? A little look, and I went,
here we go. It was epic bacon.
It was.
As they say in the business.
I had bacon sandwich on Saturday morning when I watched SmackDown. Actually, funny.
Was it epic?
My wife made it, so I have to say yes.
Okay, le epic bacon.
Le epic bacon.
It was French. Put a bit of French mustard on there. Yeah, I mean, look, it's the least important title on the main roster. But Chelsea Green will elevate it because she's Chelsea flipping Green, baby.
It is weird, like how... It's a bit like how there's an argument to be made by some fans that you can't have two good there are only two wrestling companies, of course, WWE and AEW.
Yeah, that's right.
But they can't both be good at the same time. It feels like that's the same with the women's US and IC title. Like the US started in a better position, in my opinion, than the IC title. Like I love Lyra Valkyria, and the tournament for her winning it was fun, but then it was just like, who cares? Now, Becky Lynch has made it feel like effectively a world title to her that she wants to defend, and they've got an amazing feud out of nothing. No offense to her, but Maxine Dupree challenging for this down the road. And then they sort of did Chelsea Green, and then they just went, that's done. And then they forgot about it basically. absolutely put it back on. Champ, I should say. Chelsea Green, of course, doing some great stuff with Ethan Page. They're the AAA Mixed Tag Team Champions. They're having a load of fun with that on NXT. Hopefully, that will lead to some people from NXT maybe even challenging on the main roster. Yeah. Like, you could have some fun with, like, the fact that one of the few shining lights on SmackDown, the US Open Challenge with Ilya Dragunov and previously Sami Zayn, is the one certified banger on the show. Do a weird version of that with Chelsea Green, but make her be Chelsea Green and doing a US
the
challenge.
certified where it's like Chelsea ruins all the matches.
Yeah, we're not saying she'll be bad. She deliberately she finds a way to get out of it.
Yeah. She like ruins every match by taking a DQ or whatever a minute in. So you have the banger and
I'm sorry, just because you know how they like get everything sponsored. You know, it's like Maybelline on NXT or whatever. No, brought to you by Arby's. It's time for the certified. Sorry, who's editing this?
Ryan.
Sorry, Ryan.
Sorry,
Ryan. Fair enough.
Yeah. I thought that'd be a nice contrast because, like, you can have a really stiff, hard-working Ilya Dragunov match, and then Chelsea Green does a roll-up.
just absolutely smashing in the ratings. Time for it. Oh!
The shirt's done it again, lads. Listen. This is
main event.
This is a compliment. This is a compliment, by the way. Chelsea Green should have crap matches by design because she's a heel. She,
Look at the way she won the title back.
Yeah, exactly. She should roll people up and grab tight and take shortcuts. Is the character. But yeah. Do you reckon that'll be the thing that saves SmackDown?
I don't know. I felt like people kind of overreacted at the weekend, but anyway.
Yeah, I mean...
we'll talk. Me and Havel are going to talk about it on SmackDown.
Yeah,
actually, so join us for that. It'll probably be out by now, actually.
Good luck. Right. Ridge Holland.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh as we were going to this story.
Let's talk about Ridge Holland.
Yes.
Ridge Holland had... this situation is... There's something new every day, it seems.
Yeah.
As we know, he's gone from WWE. There's lots of cruel circumstances. I think it was a pretty evil, callous move by the company to let him go while he was injured and then just cancel what was remaining of his contract because he spoke about not being able to pay his mortgage online.
Yeah.
He has since addressed all of this. He's uploaded a video, but he's also tweeted something that caused a lot of conversation, shall we say, was a GoFundMe that was opened to benefit Ridge or Luke Menzies, and his family. It wasn't opened by Ridge himself. It was opened by a family member. A lot of people criticized it, came out and said, "Why haven't you saved money from your career and all of this stuff?" The dumbest thing I ever saw was people going, "Hey Grok, how much is Ridge worth?" And it was like, you have $12 million, mate, according to the robot. So
Miller's, I think I googled this before, and I think it was something like a website like Celebrity Birthdays told me Simon Miller's worth $5 million. So when we went to America, I was like, "Guess you're picking this one up."
Yeah. Get on the roulette table, daddy. Let's go.
Ever reliable Grok.
Yeah, imagine relying on Grok. Jesus,
he's like Ultron sifting through his finances. 12 million, probably.
Yeah. It's just,
idiots.
Oh, Grok! You ask Grok where is New Zealand? They'll tell you it's halfway between Liechtenstein and Ethiopia. It's a piece of crap. But
when I Google something now and it's like, "Here's your answer," and I was like, "Well, that's not the answer."
Yeah, the little preview. It's always wrong.
Yeah.
There's always something. It's just like, no, just give me a search result.
Yeah.
I don't need this wrong robot.
Sorry, who is the current WWE World Champion? Oh, cool, Bruno Sammartino. It is.
Yeah.
What?
He's been reigning for 52 years.
The original tribal chief.
He was
about.
He's been A1.
I hate AI so much.
He's been A1 since day one. But Ridge Holland, Luke Menzies, has put a statement out on the GoFundMe. I'm just going to read you what he said. "Thank you all for the incredible support shown through the GoFundMe campaign. However, I want to clarify that I was not aware of the page going live and had no prior discussion with the family member who created it. I've since requested that no further donations be accepted, and this change should take effect within 24 hours. Once we figure out how to move forward and I recoup the amount donated, I will be donating said amount to charity. I sincerely apologize if the page caused any upset or offense. That was never the intention. Thank you for understanding and kindness." So, yeah, there you go. I think that people have just been unnecessarily cruel to this man throughout the entire situation. Yeah. And look, if this is something that was putting heat on him, I totally understand. And I get it. I'm with him in this.
Look, I've said this multiple times during this story report. Just because you don't like a wrestler doesn't mean they should suffer through something like this.
Or because they dare besmirch the wrestling promotion that your personality is built around.
It was like, it didn't affect me. I don't care about people donating to him and him getting this money to try and support through this very tough time, obviously. Yes, they're paying for his surgeries, but that means the other day-to-day stuff, you need to live, he's not got any money coming in for. And you can all sit there and say, oh, well, why don't you save your money? Oh, well. Oh, but you've got yourself an iPhone now, haven't you? Which is a topic that I hate discussing when people talk about, like, poor people.
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh, got yourself an iPhone, have you? Anyway.
You can buy it was just flipping a second-hand iPhone at CEX. Yeah.
It was just a bit of a nice moment. I saw we were just talking before we started recording. People like Carl Fletcher donated money. You said Chelsea Green donated money. That was just a nice. I said this at the time. Like, it's nice that the wrestling community rallies round each other sometimes.
I agree.
But look, whatever.
Yeah,
good that charity's going to get some money out of this.
Yeah, a lot of nastiness, and ultimately, I think it's a really ugly, horrible situation. Like Jinder Mahal had a really good breakdown of the point that he should have saved his money, he was earning this, blah blah blah. Jinder had a really good tweet where he was talking about like getting gear made, paying for your meals, your travel, all of this stuff, taxation, obviously, training fees from to keep yourself in great shape when you're on the road and all of this stuff. And then you have to pay your mortgage, you have to pay for your 3 kids, you have to pay for your family and supply your family with a quality of life. Yeah, money goes away quickly.
I think people see the number of like, here's what you get paid on the main roster and just think, cool, everyone's balling.
Yeah, exactly.
Not working like that.
Exactly.
We used to, on this news, Andy, do an and finally as a little bit of a fun concluding piece. And I'm genuinely considering bringing it back because the amount of depressing stories we have to talk about. But our final story today is some actual good news, so thank you for sticking around for it. About Zoe Stark. Obviously, horrible injury she suffered back in May. She landed awkwardly off the top rope. People were very concerned with a knee injury, and it was awful. She had to go undergo surgery for her ACL, MCL, and meniscus, the big 3, basically.
Yeah.
And back in August, you may remember, she was sharing her frustrations with how the recovery process was going. It was always going to be a long-term thing, which means it's a physical, toil on her, but also an emotional thing. And she was on the up and up, without question, in WWE when this injury happened to her. But Body Slam now reporting that Zoe Stark is aiming for a mid-2026 return to WWE. WWE as well, still high on her, very high on her, talking about bringing her back as a babyface, which makes all the sense in the world. Just nice to hear that her recovery's going well. She's got a date to target. Look, these sort of things, I've never been through it, obviously, but you always hear about how athletes across all sports have real ups and downs in these time periods, and I think it's often reflected when you hear talk by always obviously Britt Baker and Adam Cole sticks in my mind of them talking about what they had to go through. You never know what these people are going through behind closed doors. It's not just a case of, well, I hope this, when you cut your hand, well, I hope this gets better. A little bit more complicated than that.
I've got a boo-boo.
Ilya Dragunov, you sense the emotion in him talking about the dark places he went to whilst he was coming back from a year-long injury. But Zoe has a target to return to, and it's nice to hear that the company is still behind her.
Yeah, absolutely, because, it was one of those injuries where it was so visually grisly because we saw it on TV and the way her leg moved and all that stuff. It's one of those ones that you immediately look at and you go, oh, that is a horrific injury. Sometimes those aren't always the ones that keep people out for years. Sometimes it's the invisible things like the concussions and stuff. No, in this case, she just destroyed her knee on that landing that just did not go well. So, I don't know how you can't feel sympathetic for her. It's a brutal situation. And glad to have a bit of daylight as to when she might be back. She's obviously still going to be out for a long time.
It's risky knee injury stuff.
Yeah.
But we're just watching a thing about Dominic Cruz over the weekend. The problem with knee injuries is when you've got such a horrific injury with, I'm not a doctor, but ACL, MCL, and meniscus all destroyed. Then all the weight goes on your other knee, and then that weakens as well. Yes. So it's a really risky thing. So I hope she gets better in her recovery ASAP. And
we've seen with Nixon Newell, who we spoke about earlier, is a good example. She's had knee troubles in the past, and you obviously hope. In some ways, the extended return window is kind of good because at least that shows they're giving a long time for this one to heal, right?
Exactly.
But look, I'm sure they're following all the medical advice and all that stuff from the experts, is who they should listen to, not us. And I'm glad that she has a target and a recovery window.
So finally, some good news to report.
Yeah, what are we going to talk about tomorrow? I don't know.
Dread to think.
Beloved dog accidentally eats
Belt.
belt. Yeah, there you go. Cody fed his dog to. Wait a minute. Cody fed his belt to Pharaoh. Almost said fed his dog to Pharaoh. That Pharaoh is the dog. What are we doing?
Congratulations, you ate yourself. What are we doing? Anyway, let us know your thoughts on that.
Getting out of here. That's what we're doing. Gee whiz.
Speaking of Nicks and yours, we want this morning's news video all about that whole situation with AEW over the weekend. It's available right here.
Bye.
Bye.